I'm a recruiter and I review your resumes. The resume we have up first is a back-end software engineer specializing in Python. I want to let everybody know I do more than tech resumes, but tech right now is on fire, so like 70% of the resumes that are sent to me are tech. So what we need for somebody that is a Python engineer is Python, SQL, any of them works. Docker, Cloud, RESTful APIs or REST APIs, Git, CI/CD, and then you need to split it into one of two types of resumes. AI, so like ML, agentic, and its specific tools, like LangGraph for mass. I will say there is a pretty big market for multi-agent systems, not just agentic, but multi-agent. That is a pretty big market, but normal agentic and ML can still get roles. But you're still, I want to be clear, you're a Python dev first and an AI dev second. That is what companies want. Or you break it down into full stack, so I want a little bit of the full stack. In addition, a nice to have is Fast API, Flask, or Django, and rarer but can still be on the job description is ETL, Java, OAuth 2, MongoDB, microservices, and architecture. So we do not know how good or bad this resume is. We do not. But we will. So how you know if a resume is good is how many applications it takes you to get an interview. If it takes you over 50 applications to get one interview, your resume is not good. If it takes you under 50 applications to get an interview, your resume is fantastic. So we do not know their ratio. And remember, I am looking for these in qualification format, not keyword format. So a qualification is a keyword, which is what the hiring team needs, how you use them, and the reason and result of you using them, and where you use them. If it's not those four things, it does not count. So 20 seconds on the clock. That's the only amount of time recruiters and managers have to look at your resume. Let's see if this is good or bad. So, and start. Okay, formatting's a little off, but whatever. Architect implemented high concurrency using, okay. Python good. Design REST API, sustain. That's not great. Orchestrated production release of container end services at AWS is good with Docker and GitHub. Actions to automate CI/CD pipelines for handling 1,000 code requests. Done. Nothing here is needed, and nothing here is needed. Time. So this is not a terrible resume, but it doesn't really have the either AI or it doesn't have the full stack, right? So it's just pure kind of basic Python, and there's not many roles that are pure basic Python. They are usually broken down into one of those two. So let me read what this person wrote, but this would not pass. But again, it's not like the worst, right? Like this is not an absolute garbage resume, destroy it, but there are definitely things that can be improved. So my old resume was not getting any interviews, so I created this new one from watching your videos. I'm from Canada and applying to Canadian and US roles. Okay, so first off, you want to fix your formatting. Use this formatting. This is the formatting that you want to use. And if you are moving, right, you need to put under here, moving to X by Y date, can move earlier if needed, because relo is a giant red flag. So you need that under here. Instead of in X, you just say moving to X by Y date. This is how you make this formatting. It is in the link below in the description. You definitely want to use it. But again, the formatting isn't the worst here. It just could be better. So then we go into the actual bullet points. And again, formatting wise, we need to not have this little teeny line. A big, whoop, nope, there we go. I deleted too many things. This line should not be here. This line should not be here. But a big issue is where are you located, right? And if you're in Canada and applying to US roles, you also have to show how you can get the TN visa, because people don't know how easy it is to go from Canada to the US, and they will probably reject you out of hat unless they know that that is something that you can do. So you definitely need that here. Then we go down to the bullet points, and this is a little too technical, right? Like architected is fine and implemented is fine. A high concurrency microservices using Python, designing REST API. Like, what did you do? Like, what was the purpose of this, right? Like, you could say architected and implemented a monthly call app, and then we can say using Python, Fast API, PostgreSQL, designed, and you don't need to say designing, you can just say REST APIs that sustained our monthly callers. The number of here is not relevant. Like, why do I care that you had a 99.9% availability or 1 million monthly calls? That is irrelevant. That is definitely not something you need. That is a hot dog. So what that is I want you, this resume has a lot of hot dogs. What a hot dog is in your resume is bad. So I want you to imagine that you are hungry. You go to a restaurant, and in that restaurant you say, I want a cheeseburger with pickles and onions. And they say, okay, cheeseburger, pickles, onions. That's all you want. You say cheeseburger, pickles, onions. That's it. So they come back and they bring you a hot dog. And you would look at them and you'd be like, I wanted a cheeseburger with pickle and onions. This is a hot dog. And they say, this is what you wanted. And you say, no, are you gaslighting me? And they would say, well, a hot dog has buns, just like a hamburger. A hot dog has meat, just like a hamburger. A hot dog has cheese. A hot dog has ketchup. A hot dog has pickles. And a hot dog can have onions. That is what you wanted. And you would look at them like they were absolutely insane and walk away. And that is a hot dog in your resume. Is this stuff, the 1 million monthly callers with 99% availability, is not relevant. That is not what we want. That is adjacent to what we want. And this sentence is okay, right? Without this. This just makes it harder to read. So then we go down to here, and again, orchestrated the production of containerized services. A little bit too technical, right? What you can say, though, is built... like services, right? Let's see, how did you phrase this? Production services or something, right? Like, again, I don't know. On AWS EKS, you probably don't need the EKS, but maybe you do. But the Kubernetes is good. And then you can say using Docker and GitHub Actions to automate pipelines, handling 1,000 concurrent requests per second. And then you can say handling multiple requests per second. That's fine. So that is actually an okay. Your second sentence does save it. And then we go down to the third one, and engineered a 50% reduction in API, blah, 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 Redis, blah, 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 real time, don't care. Then we have built monitoring and alert system that production issues not related. That's not what I'm looking for. Then collaborated cross-functionally with front-end engineers and stakeholders to define API contracts. Yeah, that's good. And ensure maintainable code through rigorous and automated stuff. That may be more for a leadership than a basic one. So again, my problem here is your only real good sentence is this. Your first sentence is mid. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's mid. This is your only good sentence. And again, I don't see either full stack or AI. And most Python roles are going to be split into those. So we need to either add one of those or find maybe a different stack and go full stack or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's a big problem with this resume. So does this pass? No. Does this fail and get yeeted and deleted? Yes, but it's not the worst resume ever. There's a lot of stuff that is salvageable. So I hope that was helpful to everybody. And I just wanted to say, if you ever need more help, you can join my live stream, which this person is on every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. That is where I find these keywords, and that is where I help people a little bit more than just on YouTube, because I can go in more depth. And also, I wanted to thank you all for liking, commenting, subscribing, and watching and sharing it. It really helps me out. I'm a small creator. And to all of my members who get access to videos a little bit early, if you want to be a member, you can join in the link below. Thank you very much for supporting me. I really, really, really do appreciate it. And let's go to the next resume. This is a full stack software engineer resume. So what we need is degree, TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML. I'm going to say that 3 more times, because if you do not have TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS in the first line, you are probably not going to get moved forward. Sometimes you can replace TypeScript with like another backend language, but this is what they want, right? This is the most common problem that full stacks have, is they do not put the basics, which is a problem everybody has. So React, React.js, Node.js, Angular, Next.js, SQL or NoSQL, MongoDB, RESTful APIs, REST APIs, Cloud, CI/CD, Git, .NET or Python or Java, and a bonus points for AI, architecture, extra language, DevOps, and GraphQL. And remember, that is a bonus point, so I want a little bit of it. Not a lot, a little bit of it. So this resume is, I think, okay. This person has a 1 in 50, so this is for every 50 applications they get an interview, so that is okay. So I'm expecting there to be flaws in this resume, but it should be good enough to pass and get an interview. So 20 seconds on the clock, and let's see what they have and don't have. So let's go. Okay, formatting's a little off, but not bad. Where's your education? Okay, unrelated, that's fine. Developed a supplier portal using Next.js, React, TypeScript. Okay, I don't care about Mapbox, that's a hot dog. Design and implement recipe using Java, ExpressNotice for shipment workflow. Okay, need a little bit more. Do databases. Okay, leverage Git. Yeah, this is not bad. This is enough to get an interview. This is a 1 in 50. I think there are definitely ways to improve this, but this does pass. The only thing I am missing, I think, is cloud, which could be a deal breaker. Like, you really want to have some cloud. I'm not sure if I saw that or not. So let me read what you wrote, and let's see. Haley, I found your resume template to be super helpful and completely changed a 180 on my resume over a month ago. I do not have a traditional CS degree. That's why I kept the education at the bottom. That is correct. That is when you do keep it if you do not have relevant experience. Any feedback is greatly appreciated. So the first thing is, I did not see cloud. You may not have cloud. Cloud is really good. You really, really want... Oh, here it is, all the way at the bottom. Yeah, I mean, I really want this to be higher up. In fact, it's entirely possible you may want to leave this blank, which normally I don't want to do, but since it's such a short contract, I actually think that would be the best play. That way the AWS shows up on top, because that, again, you really want AWS. So, I think you should delete this, because there's nothing directly here that you don't have anywhere else. Your formatting needs to be a little bit fixed, right? And this is the entire purpose of formatting, is so I can read further in. So remember, use this format. This is different than this. This should not be bolded. This should not be bolded. This should be, that last one should be bolded. These should not be bolded. They should be italicized. So all of that should be italicized. And then we go down to the bullet points, and again, they're okay. We just need to tighten them up. So instead of developed a supplier portal dashboard, actually that part is fine. Sorry, developed a supplier dashboard, right? Or supplier portal dashboard, that's fine. Using, and then I want you to put TypeScript, JavaScript, which I do not see, HTML and CSS. Those should be first. You need to lead with those. Those are what almost everybody is looking for. Then we go to Next.js and React, and I don't think you need to add Mapbox. I don't think I've seen a single job description that says Mapbox unless you were applying to some very, very niche role. So this can be deleted. Switch out the order of this. Otherwise, this is fine. But I don't know what end tier supplier is. Just say supplier chain visibility. Then we go down to here, and this is not bad. I just need a little bit more, because remember, I don't really care about Express. And you want a minimum of 3 keywords per bullet point. So what I would do is combine these, because this one only has one of them. So this should really be just one sentence combined, which is designed and implemented RESTful APIs using Node.js in a NoSQL MongoDB database to enforce X and Y, right? That would be what you want to do. And then this is Kafka. I can consider a nice to have. Don't say leverage, just say used. So no leverage, used Git-based workflows and CI/CD pipelines to manage code reviews, feature releases, and then you could, yeah, these should be combined. So really you have 3 solid sentences that are spread out over 5 bullet points. And then once you do that and you delete this over here, then we go down to here, and I want your AWS to be in the first sentence, right? So it'll be developed an interactive data visualization tool using, actually, let's switch this around. Developed a cloud-based deployment, AWS, developed or managed a cloud-based AWS application, and then put EC2, using, and then put this stuff. So again, you really just are... Not all of this is relevant, right? Like, you have a couple of hot dogs, you're spreading out your sentences too much, but overall this is still a pass, right? I'm just being very nitpicky, but this will pass. But if you fix this, you will go from probably a 1 in 50 to a 1 in 25 to a 1 in 20. You don't have a CS degree, so I don't know if we're ever going to really get you a 1 in 7, but we should at least get you a 1 in 25. So you want the AWS to be in this first sentence, because this is going to be massive. Then you want these to be 3 bullet points, because you really only have 3 bullet points worth of content. And then we skip directly to this, and then you fix the formatting, and you should have a much, much better ratio. But again, good. 1 in 50 is solid. That's very good. This will just take it to the next level. Next resume. This is a back-end Java developer. So if we get a C# and a .NET in the next two, we have hit almost every single type of software engineer. So what we need for a Java software engineer is Java, Spring, Spring Boot, Maven, SDLC, SQL, RESTful APIs, REST APIs, microservices, CI/CD, object-oriented programming, OOP, Git, Linux, Unix, Agile, Scrum, Cloud, Architecting or Systems, Hibernate, Docker, Kubernetes, Kafka, and rare but nice to have for the following. So we do not know this person's ratio. This is their new version. Let's see how well they do. So 20 seconds on the clock. 20 seconds on the clock. There we go. And go. Okay, good. Formatting's off, but whatever. Object-oriented, good. In Java, using Spring Boot, applying solid, don't care. Modular, don't care. Design and implemented Java Spring Boot RESTful API. You need commas for some enable securely. Otherwise, that's a good sentence. Built Java Spring Boot. You've already mentioned this like 8 times. Hibernate, CRUD, don't care. 15 production bugs, don't care. Collaborative Agile is good. Don't care, don't care, don't care. And declined. So your resume still has issues, but it's better than I think the previous one. So I updated my bullets the way you suggested, got rejected for 3 roles after I updated my resume to the roles that match. Yeah, no, this is not what I suggested yet. So first off, if you tell me that you updated your resume to look like what I say and it does not look like this, you did not do it. So first off, you need to make it look like this. Second off, you do not want to just say STEM OPT. You have to tell me I do not need sponsorship for 3 years or whatever as I am on a STEM OPT. You cannot just say STEM OPT. Nobody knows what a STEM OPT is. So don't just say this. And if you're going to be relocating, then you do not need to tell me where you are currently living, right? You don't need to say that. You just need to say moving to X by Y date. Because otherwise that's a red flag. So you immediately gave like a red flag up there. Then we get down to here. And again, this does not look like what I said it should look like. This is different than this. This is easy to read. This is a nightmare. So again, this is italicized. This is italicized. Sorry. This is italicized. Then we go down to the bullet points and we have a bit of a problem. So you do not want to keep repeating the same keyword in the same job. So when you say Java right here, that's good. When you say Java here, that's bad, 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 good, right? This good, this good. Do not triple it up. You do not want the same keyword in the same job. So when I actually go through these bullet points, let me show you what I actually find. So I do find Java, right? You need a comma here. No, this one's fine. So I do find Java. That's good. I do find Spring Boot. Perfect. That's good. Perfect. Good. Spring, Java. Awesome. And then you say something about solid principles, but this doesn't matter. This kind like layered architecture is too technical. Microservices are not even something. Is that something I'm looking for? No, I'm not. Yeah, it is. Sorry. Microservices I am. So you really only have these 3, which is fine. Which is okay, right? Object-oriented backend services. But you did not say OOP, so this does not count. In addition, I don't really know what you did here. Then we say design Java. You already mentioned it. Spring Boot, you already mentioned it. RESTful APIs, you did not mention, so that one counts. There we go. Good. And then we go down to here, and the rest of this doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Hibernate does not matter. PostgreSQL does matter. That counts as SQL. Then we go down to here, and again, nothing here matters. You already mentioned this. Nothing here matters, nothing here matters. Nothing here matters, nothing here matters, nothing here matters, nothing here matters. Agile sprints can be one, right? That can be on the list. And Git is good, but the rest of it I don't see. And then I don't care about these numbers. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Then Docker I do care about. And that is it. So if you notice, you only had about 30 to 40% of what I need. Not all of it. Where is the Spring? Fine, you may be able to get away with that without it. Where is the Maven? Where is the SDLC? Where is the CI/CD? Where is the object-oriented programming? Where is the Linux, the Unix? You had Agile. That's good. Where is the cloud? Where is the architecting or systems work? Again, this was a bad sentence. That's why that does not count up here. Where was the... I think you did have Kubernetes. Did I miss Kubernetes? No, you don't have Kubernetes. Again, nothing in a skills section counts. This entire section is worthless and needs to be deleted. So you did not have Kubernetes. Did you have Kafka? You did not. Did not have cloud. You did not have CI/CD. No, you did not have SDLC. No. So this is why you're getting rejected, is you do not meet the qualifications, because these are the qualifications and this is not it. Like right now your resume has 30% of this, and it's almost entirely front-loaded in this sentence. Oh, that's a bad way to highlight it. This sentence and this sentence, and that's it. And a little bit in that one. So you have essentially 2 sentences worth of content in your entire resume. The rest of this does not matter. There is nothing else in this resume I can actually see that would be relevant to moving you forward. You already mentioned SQL up there, and it's okay to have it twice, but if the entire project is only SQL, that is not enough. Full back end, nope, nothing. So this is why you're getting rejected, is your resume only shows this. Also, you are applying for a visa, and that's just going to tank your chances. But even, I for the record, when people follow my methods, they get a 1 in 7. But internationals can get a 1 in 30 to a 1 in 100 with a good resume. This is not it. So this is what you need to do, because you say you followed my formula. This is not much of anything that has been saying, because this is the only thing that's relevant. So you actually need to re-follow this, make it look like this, have these things that you're missing, and state them basically, and stop saying relocating to whatever, and you need to tell me how I can work with your visa, or else it doesn't count. Next, resume. This is a data engineer, so we do not know their ratio, but for a data engineer, what we need is Python, ETL or ELT, SQL, cloud, any of the clouds. That airplane is so loud. Any of the clouds, although if you do say GCP, you need to put Google Cloud Platform and then GCP. DataX, so models, lakes, etc. Snow, Snowflake, Snowpipe, Snowsight, anything that involves Snow. Ability to manage and communicate data plans to non-technical people. This is critical. I need to know, and I'm like not even joking, this is changing Twitter to X was a terrible idea. You need to explain to somebody with a lack of tech knowledge like Elon Musk why doing X is a bad idea, and you need to influence them. So I need to see that you can do that on your resume, that you can meet with them, you can manage them, you can communicate with them, and explain to them in simple terms why this is a bad idea. Then I also need to see that you meet multiple deadlines, DevOps, big data, Kafka, Spark, Hadoop, industry, SDLC. So the industry is going to change, like if you're a SaaS versus SDLC versus AI first company, but as long as I know what industry you're in, you're fine. And a bonus for MS Office and AI. So 20 seconds on the clock. We do not know how good or bad this is. Let's see if they have what we need. Oh boy. I'm clicking the wrong things. So, all right, and go. Okay, degree is good. Formatting's bad, but whatever. Deploy to RESTful API in Java. It's okay. Snowflake good, and Power BI don't care. Spearheading applications of model. What? Okay, it's not really what I want. Refractored ETL. What is refractoring? From legacy using Python is fine. You already mentioned Java, and that's not even a keyword. Led migration under team data. Don't care about. Assisted in the ongoing migration of data. Don't care. And time. Yeah, that would not work. So let me read what you wrote. I am fortunate to be currently employed, but I'm casually looking, and given the current economy, fair. I am very much on my toes. I'm really just starting my search, so I don't know what application to interview ratio is. I have had a few recruiters reach out to me on LinkedIn over the past year and a couple of interviews, but those just happened through alternate channels, such as a friend asking me to apply for a position. So we do not know your cold apply rate, which, to clarify, the 1 in 50 is the cold apply rate. Like if you if you know somebody in the company or you get it throughout throughout the cold applying, that doesn't really count for the ratio. Let's see. I have a couple more specific questions around formatting. Firstly, I'm pursuing a part-time online master's degree. I expect the tech recruiters to be familiar with it. They probably won't. On top of working, I worry that some positions may reject me thinking you're a student. It's actually kind of common for people to be working full-time while going to a master's program. So that's not actually that big of a deal. Most master's programs are fine. If it was a bachelor's program, it would have been suspect, but there is a general understanding that you can do other stuff while you're at a master's. So, secondly, should I list my education above or below my experience? Above. Thirdly, should I include the machine learning spec or leave it generalized degree? You could have a little bit of it machine learning. And thanks for that. So, but again, like you're kind of focusing on all the wrong stuff, because the biggest issue is you don't appear qualified. Like, that's the big issue. So formatting aside, which again, stop with this. You need to fix your formatting. This should not be here, right? This line is useless. This should be italicized. This should be italicized. It should look like this. And again, this also should be italicized and not bolded. But a bigger issue here is bullet points. And the bullet points just don't show me you meet enough stuff, right? Like, Java is not really what I'm super looking for. I guess you could replace it with Python for this. That's fine. But you're not a software engineer. You're a data engineer. I don't really care about RESTful APIs. I care about Snowflake. I don't really care about Power BI. So, like, if we go through your resume, let's look to see what we find. I did see Python, which is good. So Python is good. I did see ETL and ELT, or one of them. You only needed one of them. Do I see SQL? Yes, I did see SQL, but I actually missed it because this sentence, the formatting was so bad, I actually missed the SQL. So that is good, but your formatting is so filled with hot dogs, I missed it. Cloud. I don't think I saw any cloud. If I did, I could not find it in 20 seconds. So I need cloud. Then I have data X. So data, just like data models, data whatever. Mold, no. Data modeling is good. Data, that one doesn't count, but data modeling did. So you kind of had data models. Snow I did see, which was good. And then I do not see how you could manage non-technical people. I did not see any DevOps. I did not see big data. And I did not see the industry, and I did not see any of a bonus for, like, this is fine for AI. But again, like, you only show you meet about 40% of the qualifications. So I need you to shrink this down, because there's so much stuff that I actually missed what I need. Like, SQL is good, but I missed it because you already mentioned Java for the 80th time. You mentioned a BI model, which is not, you're not a data analyst, you're a data engineer. So that doesn't really count. So this doesn't really count. Refractored, whatever. Just say built or whatever you need to say. Don't say refractored. You already mentioned Java up above, and again, even then, that Java might be a hot dog. Then you already said data modeling here, but I need more. Like, what risk that? No, I need more than this. So the data modeling is fine, but I need more. And then here doesn't count. There's nothing there. Yeah, this entire sentence is worthless. This is not almost worthless until, what is this? Develop opportunity. Yeah, this is not how I need you to write it. This does not count for explaining complex topics to non-technical people. I need you to directly state how you did it, not that you worked adjacent to it. Otherwise, this is a hot dog. So I get what you're going for there, but that does not count. That is not a correct sentence. This doesn't count. This doesn't count. And then down here, that's an AI sentence, so that's fine. But then you already did AI, so you don't need another one. So you really only show you meet about 30 to 40% of the qualifications, and that's why you're getting rejected. That's all I can do for this resume. Next resume. This is a financial analyst. So what we need for a financial analyst is degree, Microsoft Excel, pivot tables, lookup, macros, etc. PowerPoint, Word, meet deadlines and multitask. Work with cross-functional teams, customers, and stakeholders, and influence them. Proactively solve problems with data. Not how you got the data. Every single person focuses on how they got the data. We don't care. We don't care that you used a Monte Carlo flip-flop. All we care is that what you did with the data, not how you got it. And then nice to have is SAP and Teams. So we do not have a ratio for this one, so 20 seconds is on the clock. Actually, do we have a ratio? No, we do not have. So 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see what we've got and go. Degree. Okay, good. Good. Evaluate financial statement from all companies and include stakeholder decision by using. Okay, perfect. A little long, but good. Manage multiple something high pressure appears to meet all deadlines. Good. Correctly solve the business segment, analyze data, identifying solutions that guide stakeholders. Okay, I want a little bit more. This is not bad. This might actually be a pass. I have Excel. I have PowerPoint. I don't know if I really need Tableau on this one, which I should have said for the last one, actually. I actually had to add Tableau and Power BI, so maybe I need to double check this one. This is not bad. This would probably work. There is a bit of a deal breaker here. Remember, we need to know where you are located. If you are relocating, that is a red flag. So we need to see that you are moving to X by Y date, otherwise in the area, or they will just out of pocket reject you. But let me read what you wrote. I haven't sent this resume out yet, but I want feedback before applying to other positions. I'm also wondering whether I should change the second position to strengthen it, and whether stress testing this resume for roles in other states would be a good idea. It's okay to stress test in other states, but if you do not have the moving, it's not going to matter. Like, the amount of companies that will move you forward without saying that you are relocating on your resume already, very low. So what do we have in these bullet points? Most everything. I don't know if we need Tableau. But I really, really like this first sentence. I think it's phenomenal. You have basically everything I need right here, right? You have finance. You tell me what you did. You tell me that you influence stakeholders by using Excel Power to compare investment options, support informed financial decisions. Perfect. I actually don't know if there's a way I could have told you to rewrite that. That is pretty much perfection. Then we go down to... Also, I think there's a slight... Something's off in your formatting. I'm not sure what it is, but something's slightly off. But then we have here... this is good, but I would combine these. Again, I think these are... Right? So instead of manage multiple responsibilities, say proactively solved business issues and managed multiple responsibilities by analyzing financial data and identifying solutions that guided stakeholders towards financial results to meet all of our deadlines. So I think these two can be combined. Worked with cross-functional teams according to information products or accurate deadlines. Yeah, that's fine. Is there literally anything here that I'm missing? I don't think so. I think this is fantastic. The rest of these is fine. If they don't hire you off of this one, the rest of it is not really going to matter. So, yeah, fantastic. This is, again, what I'm saying is very nitpicky. This is still fantastic. The only red flag you had is right here, which is your location. So that's about it. The other one is, I think you could probably combine these two sentences, but even if you don't, and the fact that also, why is this bolded? That's weird. Even if you don't, still fantastic. Also, if you just graduated, you do want to put your graduation date. If you graduated over 3 years ago, then put status graduated. But again, I'm being very nitpicky. This is a good resume. Good. Lee-like, recruiter-like, definite passes. So I'm glad we can end it this video on this note. Thank you all for watching me. Thank you for subscribing and commenting and liking. I really appreciate it. And I want to give another thanks to my members who get access to my videos a little bit early. If you wanted to be a member, you can join in the description below. It is a way to support me. But, you know, if you can't support me like that, I am okay with that too. Just thank you very much to the members who are supporting me. I wanted to thank you a lot. It means a lot to me. So thank you very much. And I will see you all in the next video where I will help you get a job. Later, y'all.